This graph shows several branches of the ape family, and as you can see, about 6.5 million years ago, the human lineage diverged from the chimp lineage to form our own branch of the ape family called hominins. Over the course of millions of years, us hominins slowly started to come off of our knuckles and onto standing to two legs. But why would natural selection favor bipedalism? At first glance, it seems like quadrupeds have us beat in every aspect of fitness. Their bodies are aerodynamic, fast, and powerful. Why come down from the trees? Chimps are stronger than us and able to climb to safety to avoid predators. Compared to our powerful ancestors, humans are slow, weak, and unable to climb. They lack fangs and any natural defense against predators. But hominins gave up all the disadvantages of being quadrupedal tree climbers in order to gain an ability that eventually made us kings of the world: endurance. To understand how endurance, through bipedalism, allowed humans to climb to the top of the food chain, we have to go back to when the chimp and human lineages first diverged. The first hominins started to walk on 2 feet due to climate change. Around the time when the chimp and human lineages diverged, the global sea temperatures were dropping. This caused rainforests in Africa to shrink and woodlands to expand. In rainforests, apes primarily relied on a diet of fruit. Unfortunately, with rainforests shrinking, fruit was becoming less easy to come by. With fruit so scarce, it would be a very big advantage to be able to scavenge for tougher foods like roots, tubers, and seeds. The problem is that these foods were more spread out than fruit, and apes are very bad at walking, even very short distances. This is what spurred the evolution of early hominins, the Australopiths. The Australopiths became very good bipedal walkers, which allowed them to counteract the shrinking of rainforests by traveling long distances in the search of tubers. There are a few key adaptations that allowed Australopiths to become efficient walkers. When a chimp walks, its hips, knees, and ankles are bent, and its femurs are angled outward. It has to shift its body weight with each step, and it shuffles along almost like it's on stilts. This way of walking is very inefficient. Australopiths walks much more like humans, using a few key adaptations. They had femurs that were angled inward, so that they did not have to sway around and they could walk more straight forward and fluidly. They had much more developed arches, which allowed them to stabilize and push off the ground with each step. Their hip, knee, and ankle joints were much larger and more developed in order to take higher impacts of walking long distances. They had long curved lumbar spines to stabilize the upper body, and a pelvis that was angled slightly outward to allow for glute muscles on the sides and backs of the legs to stabilize the body even when there was only one foot on the ground. All of these adaptations combined allowed Australopiths to use their legs like pendulums, swinging back and forth and pushing off the ground with each step. Not quite human, not quite chimp. They were able to walk long distances in search of roots, but they were still able to climb trees. So this first stage of bipedalism in hominins was created for greater endurance in order to tame food. In the next stage of evolution, a species of hominins called Homo erectus made the complete transition into standing upright. Homo erectus were almost identical to modern humans from the neck down, and were the first endurance runners. Homo erectus became great endurance runners by further developing the adaptations that allowed Australopiths to become great endurance walkers. Their arches developed even more to allow for landing while running. They developed even stronger hip, knee, and ankle joints for bigger impacts while running. And their pelvis allowed for even larger glute muscles for amazing stabilization. The ability to run long distances was extremely important because it allowed hominins to become hunter-gatherers. This means they continued to forage for tubers and fruits, like older hominins, but they also hunted animals, and meat became a large part of their diet. They hunted by a process called persistence hunting, where an animal is chased for several hours until it passes out from heat exhaustion. This type of hunting is only possible if the hunter is extremely good at endurance running, which is only made possible through efficient bipedalism. Persistence hunting is also very effective and allowed Homo erectus to have an abundance of food. This abundance of food allowed for the growth of much larger brains, which led to the next stage of human evolution, Homo sapiens, and their modern human.